Die Hard is a Bruce Willis mega blockbuster 1988 movie. Where he showed the world that fighting crime outside police jurisdiction is a normal thing to do in the 80s. We will dive into the movie review of one of the greatest 80s movies of all time, Die Hard.
Yippee-ki-yay, mother.
We start off in Los Angeles in the airplane where this guy trying to tell McClaine how to relax in the plane.
You walk around on the rug barefoot and make fists with your toes.
I'm pretty sure don't crash is a better advice. And thank you for pointing this advice, now go back to sleep. Now, McClaine is an NYPD police officer here to visit his wife, but meet Stevie Wonder as his limo driver.
I'm your limo driver.
So now, they are traveling to the hotel, listening to Christmas music.
Any Christmas music? This is Christmas music.
While the teddy bear switch seats. I will be a lot more worried about the teddy bear. So they arrive at the hotel and Orgal give him some tips.
Remember that when you signed for the...
Now, McClaine arrives at the party, having a great time, until his wife shows up and ruins everything.
Exactly. What's your idea of our marriage should?
That's what you get for having a great time at the party. Now, the Lakers fan shows up, talk about the game.
So Kareem rebounds, right? Feeds Worthy on the break, over to AC.
And annihilate this guy. And this guy. Then, more Super Lakers fan shows up with one of the greatest villains of all time, Hans Gruber. They're shutting down the power, making sure no one's going anywhere. Meanwhile, Orgal is having a time of his life with the teddy bear.
So the number? Music.
Then, things start to get exciting because of this happening. I guess the Lakers fans are happy because they are off to a great start this season and it's a normal thing. So, McClaine escaped to see what's going on with the Super Laker and questioned to see if he actually a Laker fan because he asked about suits and building models.
I always enjoyed to make models when I was a boy.
Hans want him to tell the access codes and admit that LeBron James is the greatest Laker player of all time.
I'm going to count to 3.
So this guy refused to tell him about the code and say LeBron sucks and he doesn't believe he's a Laker fan.
And I'm telling you, you're just gonna have to kill me.
So this happens.
Okay.
I guess he really is a Laker fan. Now he wants the black Texas Ranger to break in the code.
You didn't bring me along for my charming personality.
McClaine solves what happened and don't want to be next. McClaine set the alarm to get the dispatcher attention as they did not send anyone over, but this guy showed up trying to talk to him about the police officer thing, along convincing him that LeBron is the greatest Los Angeles player of all time.
Because you're a policeman, there are rules for policemen.
McClaine disagrees and they start to fight that result in the Laker fan knocking himself out, rolling down the stairs. Now, he found a pair of shoes that was about the same size of his sister and warns him that he has a gun.
Now I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho.
Now, Hans' suspicion of what has happened to one of the Lakers fans is dead and Fabio is not happy. Hans confirmed his suspicions when McClaine gave his position on the roof. As a result, we have an all-time shootout occur. And the dispatcher finally sent a local officer. Who did they send to save the day? It's Carl Winslow, the Destroyer. Right now, he's taking a break, getting some snacks. Help is on the way, McClaine, so you may have to wait a minute.
Come to the coast, we'll get together, have a few laughs.
While McClaine hides for a minute, Carl Winslow shows up to find out what's going on. In the meantime, more shootout occurs. This guy trying to give McClaine some advice on shooting and being a Laker fan.
Next time you have a chance to kill someone, don't hesitate.
Then this happens.
Thanks for the advice.
That was a pretty much useful advice. Now Carl Winslow, the Destroyer, doesn't see anything and his car gets demolished and he has a minor accident.
Welcome to the party, pal!
Now he has to file a police report and insurance claim. Now, the Los Angeles finest, along with this guy, shows up, wants to know what's going on.
Just destroyed a building.
This guy pretty much don't know anything about anything. McClaine speaks to Hans on a walkie-talkie about the cowboy stuff, but Gil hears one of the greatest lines of all time.
Yippee-ki-yay, mother.
Things start to get boring, and even more boring when McClane's wife shows up to aggravate Hans about her practical worker. Then it gets more stupid because these guys decide to do a 2x2 formation trying to sneak in, but get busted like a bunch of idiots. Then Hans proves his point by doing this.
Hit it again.
Hans, you mother made your point up!
But hit it again.
So McClaine decided to get things back on track and decided to give them an explosion of his own. And cuts this guy out because of stupid glass.
100 people down here and they're covered with glass.
Who gives a shit about glass? Who the is this?
Quit being part of the problem and put the other guy back on.
So this idiot decided to negotiate with Hans and the Laker fans. I guess he was trying to tell him that they are not a good team and trying to convince McClaine to come down.
You know, I'm putting my life on the line for you, pal.
But this happens. That's what he get for trying to say that the Lakers sucks. Now Hans wants to negotiate with this guy about releasing some random dudes to be released, which I don't care nothing about. Meanwhile, Carl Winslow, the Destroyer, being a solid dude, sticking with McClaine and tell his issue about his past.
So you hang in there, man. You hear me? You hang in there.
McClaine suspects something and decides to check something out and finds Hans lurking around looking for something. In the meantime, the Super Laker fans insurance agents shows up about the car crash Carl Winslow crashed earlier and tell him it is his fault and he has to pay for it. And then tells the other guy they are in charge.
PD, I'm in charge here. Not anymore.
Now, back to Hans. Hans decided to lie about his name.
Clay. Bill Clay.
And then backstab McClaine. Because he's not a Laker fan. As a result, an all-time shootout occurred. Fabio shows up shooting without looking like Steven Seagal. This was so intense, McClaine escapes to a glass floor. The good news is Hans got the explosion back. The bad news is Fabio is so furious that he was not the star of this movie like his butter commercial.
That man looks really pissed.
Now, the insurance adjuster have a plan. Shut down the power and make them sweat. Now, I have to wonder why would the terrorists be trying to rob money on the 30th floor? Who was the idiot that put it that high in the hotel? McClaine wants to check something out again, which is a double cross with explosion up top of the building, but runs into Fabio.
This is personal.
Then, we have an all-time battle between two titans. McClaine gets beat down, gets shot, but then zipline Fabio for an easy win. Then shoot this guy, and then decide to shoot up in the air along the insurance adjuster, which lead him to jump off the building, which result in blowing up the building. In the 80s, it is a requirement for buildings to be blown up at least once in an 80s movie. So now he has to find his wife, which is easy to do due to her nagging voice. Now it's the final showdown between McClaine and the Super Laker fans, which starts off as a famous quote,
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
then it's a good old laughs, which confuses the wife, and then McClane shoot both men.
Happy trails, Hans.
Hans trying to execute here, but McClane had to let go of his sacred watch and let handles go free falling. It's all over, but Fabio shows up again, seeking revenge. Then Carl Winslow, the Destroyer, finishes him off. If you don't think that Die Hard is one of the greatest alien movies of all time, then
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.